Hi, this is Doug Huggins, and I am truly honored and excited to have with me one of our best expert authors today. I know I've done a number of these interviews, but this is truly exciting for me. Today I have with me Mr. Nido Qubein. Since 1974, has given more than 5,000 presentations, received every award possible in professional speaking. He's considered both a motivational speaker and a business speaking expert with a range of topics covering everything from time management to branding. He's an author of more than a dozen books on leadership, sales, communication, and achievement. He's recorded scores of audio and video products and hundreds of client-customized products as well. He's an educator. He's president of High Point University in North Carolina. He's a consultant. He's a businessman, chairman of 3 companies, including Great Harvest Bread Company and Creative Systems. He serves on the executive committee on board of directors of the 9th largest financial institution in the U.S., BB&T, and on the corporate board of Lazy Boy. He's a philanthropist, a volunteer, and if I took the time to go over all of his awards that he's been given over his lifetime, we would literally be here all day and not have a chance to hear from him. So I'd like to now welcome and tell you what an honor it is to have you with us, Mr. Qubein. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Delighted to be with you.
As one of our expert authors, you're going to be sharing a lot of very valuable information to our people, but if you could take a moment, you have one of the truly great rags to riches stories, and if you could take a couple of minutes and just share that with our members, I think it would give them a better understanding of what level of achievement you've really gotten to.
Well, sure. I came to America as a 17-year-old with hardly any English, no money, and no connections. My father died when I was 6 years of age, and my mother brought us up, 5 of us in the family. I always had a big desire in my heart to make something of my life, and I came to America because it's the land of the free and home of the brave, and here, if you're willing to work hard enough and smart enough, you can make something of your life. I went to college, paid my way through college, came out of a graduate school, started my own business with all the money I had at that time, $500. Worked, day and night to make it happen, and it happened. And before you know it, I began investing. I built that business and began investing in other businesses, and began speaking, and began to get hundreds of invitations to speak every year. And then speaking led to consulting with major corporations, and that was a source of significant revenue for my company. I would take that revenue and I would build other businesses with it. And then in the mid-'80s, a couple of guys and I started a bank in North Carolina, and then sold it a few years later. And then a few years later, we bought a company called Great Harvest Bread Company with 240 stores in 42 states, and the story went on.
One of the truly interesting things to me is that you have taken the time out of your very busy schedule and your very profitable life to invest your time as president of a college. Talk a little more about that, if you will. Why did you do that?
Well, High Point University in High Point, North Carolina is one of the finest boutique liberal arts institutions, undergrad and grad. We have almost 4,000 students from 50 countries and 40 states. And it's a Division I athletic school, NCAA Division I. It is a school that's quite well known for a number of programs like business and communications and interior design and sports medicine and the like. I, of course, went to the school as an undergrad, and I was going to be the chairman of the board of trustees of the institution. And my friends at trustees persuaded me to come and become the 7th president. I've been here for 3 years, and in those 3 years, we've raised $100 million in gifts, and another $100 million in bond money, and we are now investing $250 million. We built 15 new buildings and added significantly to our academic program and student life. We've taken values for life and principles for living and built around the models through which we can create for our students a holistic educational opportunity. And the world noticed. And the students and their parents loved what we're doing, and they came to us in large numbers, and our freshman class has tripled in the last 3 years, and our retention has gone up to 96%. So the truth is, when you have a clear vision, and when you have a solid strategy, and when you follow it up with practical systems, and when you insist on consistent execution, good things come to one, whether it is in a university or in a business of any kind. And so High Point University is a remarkable place, and you can check it up at highpoint.edu. And but for me, it's a work of stewardship. It's a privilege to be at my alma mater as its president, but truly it's a blessing to be able to teach the president's seminar as I do, teaching young people stuff about fiscal literacy and communication and self-esteem and life management, and to see these young people with a twinkle in their eyes and a sparkle in their soul listen, learn, grow, develop, and evolve to become students who are successful, and then citizens who can make significant things in their life.
Well, actually, you've answered my next question. I was going to ask that it's not normal, or I would not consider it normal, for an academic institution to bring on a true business person to be president. But with your results, I can certainly see why they did. Was that a hard task?
Well, I'm privileged to do it, but I'll tell you, we are very, very careful here to, on the one hand, be respectful of the academic protocol and the curricula and the syllabi of our institution. On the other hand, we are very innovative, and we don't think outside the box. We're throwing the box outside the window, and anybody who visits this campus within 30 minutes, they recognize very quickly it's a place of high momentum, a lot of excitement. Our students are happy, and they tell the world. And, that's just the way life is. If you do what you do and do it well, and do it on purpose and with a sense of significance, people want to be a part of it, and people will tell their friends about it. And that's the oldest secret in the world about marketing and branding and positioning. It really works, and it certainly works at High Point University.
Outstanding. I know you have a couple of policies about your time, and I appreciate you taking the time today. Would you share a couple of those? I know you have a very cryptic expectation with emails and things like that. Would you share a little about that with our members?
Sure. Time is the only inventory item that you can never replicate. Once your time is gone, it's gone forever. So in life management, one has to be very clear about the preservation of time. I don't think of it in terms of time management. I think in terms of energy management. So when you invest time in something, you're really expending energy. Your life is like a battery, and someday that battery is going to run out. So you have to look at everything that you do and measure it in regard to its significance as it relates to objectives in life, goals in life, and so on. And then you have to be very, very careful that you are, in fact, giving it only what it deserves in terms of time. So I don't think in terms of an hour worth of time or a day worth of time. I think in terms of 5-minute units. So if someone wants to meet with me, we talk in terms of meeting for 1 unit or 2 units or 3 units. And what it does is it makes the person who wants to meet with me, it makes them really prepare for the meeting so we don't end up wasting 30 minutes just saying hello. And secondly, it makes the meeting much more focused. And thirdly, of course, I can accomplish so much more by having so many more meetings. Secondly, I try not to do meetings in the morning. I try to do them in the afternoon. In the morning, I reserve for times of innovation, times of creativity, times of strategic thinking and planning. Third, I try to control emails, because emails is the way we all communicate. I get about 300 emails a day, so I teach everybody who's emailing me to send me an email that's 6 lines or less in length. If it's longer than that, I just won't have the time to answer it right there and then. I'll have to print it, put it in a file, take it with me on a plane or something, and read it later. So if they want quick response, what they have to do is make me a short email. And I often say, if your email has 3 questions in it, or you want to ask me 3 questions, don't put them all in the same email. Send me 3 emails with 1 question each, so that I can, on my BlackBerry, answer your questions with 1 word or 2 words. If you sent me, half a dozen questions in the same email, I'd have to be going up and down. It takes longer, and it becomes very, very difficult to respond in a very fast manner. So these are some of the things that I do, because in life you got to make sure you have a balanced life. And so a balanced life means that you are spiritually, physically, mentally, socially, economically, familially, balanced. And for me, that means that you have to have time for your family, time to exercise, time to work, and also time to read, and time to study, and time to worship, and all of these pieces must work together. So no one is going to respect your time as much as you respect your time. So it behooves us, therefore, to be absolutely careful about, losing time unnecessarily or wasting time in a way that does not inure results. And I am really, really good at managing my time in that fashion. I still work hard, mind you, and I work for long hours every day, but there's a huge difference between being productive and being busy. And I know the difference, and I apply it in my life every day.
I'm sure that's one reason, that's the primary reason you've been able to accomplish so much with your life. Well, I know your time is extremely valuable, as you just mentioned, and I don't want to take up a lot more of your time. I do appreciate you being on board with us. I appreciate the contribution you're going to be making to our site and to our newsletters and to our publications, our magazine, and we appreciate your contributions. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.